The Carters and the Knowles families have managed to keep a lot of things private in the entertainment world, but one thing that stands out is the powerful genes they share. For example, there's a girl who looks almost identical to a younger Beyonce, and that's because she's actually Beyonce's half-sister. As she grows older, her resemblance to Beyoncé and Solange becomes even more obvious. But she's not the only half-sibling in the family. Beyoncé and Solange's father, Matthew Knowles, has a history of infidelity that led to children outside his marriage. One of them is Coy, who Matthew had with a woman named Takoya Branscombe. Coy is a stunning young girl, and her eyes resemble Beyonce's so much it's hard to ignore. Takoya, who was a dancer when she met Matthew, said he treated her wonderfully until she got pregnant. After that, he abandoned her and even denied being Coy's father until a DNA test proved it. This is just one example of how Matthew's actions created deep divisions within the family.
When you told Matthew Knowles that you were pregnant with his child, how did he react?
Very much, well, you can't get pregnant by me. You know, it can't be my child. You can't deny it once DNA test comes out 99.9% that you are the father.
All single ladies, all single ladies.
Interestingly, Coy's mother, Takoya, was reportedly good friends with Solange. According to reports, she met Solange in 2008 through a stylist, and they would often go out together to clubs and bars in Texas. What makes it even more complicated is that while Matthew was aware of their friendship, Solange had no idea he was having an affair with her friend. Takoya later admitted she regretted her role in hurting Beyoncé, Solange, and their mother, Tina. In an interview with Inside Edition, she admitted sleeping with a married man was wrong, but said that she doesn't regret her daughter. She also mentioned that Beyoncé has completely distanced herself from Coy and hasn't tried to connect with her. Despite the legal fight with Matthew, Takoya said she hoped that maybe one day Beyoncé would meet her half-sister. But all these years later, it seems neither Beyoncé nor Solange has shown any interest in forming a relationship with Coy.
I'm in the middle of the fight for my son's rights. I got over 1,000 death threats last week alone.
What?
Because this article said that I blame Beyonce, which again, let me say for the record, it's not her fault. I've never blamed her. I want the best for her. Everyone's in pain.
Beyoncé and Solange also have a half-brother named Nixon, born from Matthew's affair with Alexandra Wright. Like Takoya, Alexandra had to deal with a lot on her own, especially because Matthew initially refused to pay child support. Things got so bad that Alexandra and Nixon ended up in a homeless shelter. Even though Beyoncé and Solange have never acknowledged Nixon either, Alexandra made it clear she doesn't blame them for their father's choices. In fact, she publicly apologized to Tina, Beyoncé, and Solange for the pain she caused and said she never meant to hurt anyone. She talked about how her relationship with Matthew started off professional and respectful, but over time turned personal. She expressed deep regret for the emotional damage caused and said she would love to apologize to Tina in person one day. This just shows how messy the situation has been and why Beyoncé and Solange may want to keep their distance.
That she met Jay-Z
Yes.
and had intercourse with him. How old was she?
I would say I think she was about 16, 17, or 16, just turning 16 or 17. I know it was one of them.
And Jay-Z was what age?
I wouldn't happen to know. I think was he in his 20s?
I read 22.
Oh, yeah.
I think I read 22, but he was in his 20s.
Yes, I wouldn't happen to know his age, but 22, I'm pretty sure if they put that out there, then
Yeah.
that's what his age was.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just want to point out to our audience that Jay-Z having with a minor would make that child because she was underage at the time. And then furthermore, the fact that he took her from one state to another state, I imagine would be in a violation of
There are even more claims involving Jay-Z. One case that recently gained attention is about a young man named Rymir Satterthwaite, who says Jay-Z is his father. His mother, Wanda, said she had a fling with Jay-Z in the early 90s, and although they used protection, she later got pregnant. Rymir has been trying for years to get Jay-Z to acknowledge him, but nothing has come of it. Allegedly, Jay-Z tried to settle the matter quietly, but never officially admitted to being the father. Rymir even said he's been threatened and shot at after filing a civil suit. His godmother, Dr. Lily, believes Beyoncé played a role in stopping Jay-Z from accepting Rhaenyra as his son, and even suggested that Jay-Z and Beyoncé mocked him in their music. It's a disturbing situation, showing the lengths some believe the couple has gone to in order to keep certain family issues buried.
Beyonce's thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something, supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Rhaenyra needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there with the song they made. And then next thing I know, somebody was at my property. Somebody came to my property in the evening time and had a conversation about trying to get in through the back door.
Another woman, Letitia Mayer, came forward on Instagram claiming to be Jay-Z's daughter. She shared how she had lived for years in silence, raising 4 children while working 2 jobs and going to school, all while knowing her father was famous. She said everyone in her town knew the story, but she stayed quiet. Her mother, Lisa, reportedly met Jay-Z through her sister, who confirmed the story in a Facebook post. The sister said she introduced Lisa to Jay-Z and remembered the time they all spent together. Letitia's life, she said, was a struggle made harder by the absence of her father.
Has multiple sclerosis. I've been hearing that Jay-Z was my father all my life. There's no way that he can deny anything, especially when people were there that know him. Emily was there. He just looked at me and he was like, Dad. The Haven was in my living room. He was talking to my mom. I was gonna leave it alone. They brought me one of those ancestry tests. Finally, I get some type of answers. He knows that I exist.
Letitia was reportedly born in 1990, and Jay-Z and Lisa supposedly had a romantic relationship at the time. Jay-Z's old friend, Ashino, confirmed their connection and even said Jay-Z bought Letitia a house in Maryland and paid her bills, but allegedly told her not to display any pictures of him. Ashino also claimed that Jay-Z eventually cut off all contact with Letitia and her mother, who is now in a wheelchair. He believed Beyoncé might have told Jay-Z to sever those ties. There are also rumors about another child Jay-Z may have fathered with model Chanel Scott. A man who thought he was the child's father later found out through a DNA test that he wasn't, and Jay-Z is suspected to be the real father. Considering Jay-Z's history of cheating, people are speculating there might be even more children out there.
Even like the daughter he got. I'm not hiding my daughter for nobody. The whole reason to get money is for your kids.
This leads to the bigger question. If Beyoncé really doesn't want her husband to acknowledge his other children, is it surprising that she also distances herself from her own half-siblings? Like and comment on this video and subscribe this channel for next video update.